and thanks for staying with us. The custom management has continued to preach to members of the public on why they must pay the right duty to government. Also on customs report, the airport command intercept dry Dunkin' Gentiles worth 1 billion naira. Plus, more report. I am Igeseme Idie. Stay tuned. The Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service has been speaking on the way forward for the customs operation in Nigeria. He commended the Federal Operation Unit Zone A for the massive seizure the unit has been making in the last couple of weeks, saying that the Nigerian Customs Service will continue to arrest anybody that brings in unapproved consignment into the country. In one of his visits to Zone A, he speaks on the courage of the men in the area and the seizure others made also in the area.
After seeing some of you yesterday at Ibadan, and I saw some in Abeokuta last week. So what we're doing today is a continuation of what we did last week in Abeokuta. So I'm therefore pleased to present a follow-up on the significant strides made by the Nigeria Customs Service in combating the illicit trade of drugs within our nation's borders. Building upon the insights that were shared during our recent press briefing, addressing the seizure of a range of illicit substances, this update focuses on the resolute efforts of our diligent customs officers in intercepting yet another shipment of illicit drugs. As part of our commitment to safeguarding our society and protecting the well-being of our citizens, the NCS has again demonstrated its dedication to eradicating the menace of drug trafficking. Last week, officers of the Federal Operations Unit Zone A, acting on credible intelligence, flagged down a DAF truck close to Ijebu-Ode Junction on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. An examination of the truck revealed the concealment of 299 cartons of codeine syrup inside the truck. We are yet again drawing national attention to the danger posed by unrestricted access to the use of dangerous drugs. Codeine syrup, as we know, is designated as a controlled item due to its rampant abuse by our delinquent youths. The misuse and the illicit distribution of codeine-containing medications have given rise to grave security and public health concerns, contributing to a surge in addiction, adverse health effects, and societal challenges. In response, regulatory measures have been implemented to curb its availability and unrestricted access. This underscores the importance of addressing this issue as part of a broader effort to safeguard public health and well-being. On our part, we will continue to partner with NDLEA and other relevant government agencies to curb the spread of the menace and protect the future generations of Nigeria. Smugglers of rice and premium motor spirits, PMS, popularly known as petrol, continue to test our will to put them out of business. Smuggling of rice compromise our revenue and sabotage our food security. Despite the biting effect of fuel subsidy removal in our economy, smugglers still attempt to smuggle PMS across our various borders. They met their Waterloo in different operations conducted by officers of the Nigeria Customs Service Zone A. The following seizures of both items were recorded within the last 2 weeks. The first one is a total of 4,252 bags of foreign parboiled rice in 50 kilograms each at Dangote Imashai in Ogun State, the Shaki axis of Oyo State, Owode Adodo in Ogun State, Idiroko Oumbe, also in Ogun State, Okokomaiko in my two axes of Lagos State, and in Ado Ekiti of Ekiti State. Similarly, 5,600 liters of PMS, premium motor spirits, were intercepted and seized when smugglers attempted to take out this strategic resource through Ojaodon axis of Ogun State. Other items seized during this period includes, let me just emphasize before I move forward that the 5,600 liters of premium motor spirits, due to its perishable nature, have been disposed by public auction immediately after the seizure, and that's why you may not see them here. My message to them is very simple. One, smuggling is bad for our economy. Smuggling is also bad for the future generations of Nigeria, and that customs alone cannot successfully confront smuggling. So I sought their partnership, and unconditionally, all of them gave very strong assurance that they were going to cooperate with us. I was in Shaki yesterday. The Okere of Shaki was very, very, very generous in telling us that they will support us. They even told us that they are going to provide land for us to put our facilities if we want to build new facilities to support anti-smuggling. It's the same thing everywhere that we have been to in the last 2 weeks. So we are going to be working very, very closely with them. And this is also why we said that we also need to take a notch further our plans, our corporate social responsibility plan, to bring those members of those communities where we operate under our fold and see what we can do to improve their lots in those border communities.
The Customs Area Controller in charge of Muritala Airport Command has intercepted dry Dunkin' Gentiles worth 1 billion naira. The Customs Area Controller also said that his command had been surpassing its monthly target as approved by government. The Muritala Mohammed Airport Command has impounded dry Dunkin' Gentiles worth over 1 billion naira. The custom boss said that the command also seized 6 packages of suspected dry shark fin worth over 221 naira.
Lekki seems to be a place where you have a lot of donkeys. So, considering the fact that donkeys are endangered species, if we allow these things to continuously go out, you can imagine the role these donkeys play in the ecosystem. One day they will just go and will not see any donkeys again.
He said that the suspects in connection with the illegal export have been arrested and the investigation is ongoing.
Muritala Mohammed Airport Command generated a total sum of 47 billion, 249 million, 785,020 naira, 44 kobo, which represents 83%, which represents 82.24% of target met for the year 2023. This when compared to the same period in 2022 of 40 billion, 335 million, 607,654 naira and 90 kobo, represent a progressive difference of 6 billion, 914 million, 177,365 naira and 55 kobo. That's about 17.14% increase. In the area of anti-smuggling, the command made remarkably success through coordinated anti-smuggling activities in synergy with other critical stakeholders, which led to the seizure of six packages of dried shark fins with FOB value of 201 million, 885,769 naira, 20 kobo, and 25 packages of items suspected to be dried donkey genitals with FOB value of 1 billion, 10 million, 375,761 naira and 98 kobo, bringing to a total of 1 billion, 232 million, 258,531 naira. The suspects in connection with this illegal intended export has been arrested and investigation is ongoing. Those items were seized mainly because of various forms of infractions on export guidelines and failure to comply with CITES, that is Convention on International Trade on Endangered Species, with other extant regulations as enshrined in the Nigerian Customs Service Act. Let me use this opportunity to appreciate my officers and men for their dedication to service. I urge them all to adhere strictly to the rules of engagement while discharging their statutory duties. In conclusion, I shall continue to appreciate the CGC, B.A. Wale Adini, MFR, and his management team for always giving us the leverage to perform. Let me once again appreciate our critical stakeholders and sister agencies who are always showing concern and are collaborating with the service for their continuous support.
The items were seized due to various forms of infraction on export guidelines and failure to comply with the rules as approved by the Nigerian government. You are watching the program Customs Report. The Semi-Customs Command has continued to preach to members of the public why they must bring in consignment that is approved into the country through the border post. The controller made the appeal when cadets of the customs visited his command in Lagos.
It gladdens my heart that you have chosen Seme Area Command as one of the places to visit in order to further enlighten and add value to the 81 cadets that are presently under your tutelage. It's not a very bad choice, considering that Seme is the foremost border command in Nigeria, and we are doing everything possible to sustain that image. Besides issues of trade, we are also promoting Seme as a tourism corridor. And so far, we've gotten the support of not just the Nigerian Customs Service, but that of the federal government of Nigeria. It is on record that the first country within Africa to be visited by the President of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, is Benin Republic. And the Controller General, the first country that he has also visited upon assumption of office, is also the Customs Administration of Benin Republic. I was privileged to be part of both visits, and we are further encouraged by the comments, the visits, the several meetings that we held with the Nigerian ambassador to Benin, His Excellency Ambassador Kaude Ulukoya, who has been very supportive too. Your students are going to tap from the experience and knowledge that we've gathered interacting with all these people that I've just mentioned. Everything Nigeria is found in Seme Area Command. You have all Nigerians from all Nigerian tribes here. We have all people that do all businesses here. And of course, you also have, besides the 5 proximate countries to Nigeria that do business with us in the sub-region, talking about Benin Republic, Togo, Ghana, Senegal, Ivory Coast. You also have Burkina Faso, Niger, Gambia, even Central African Republic, traversing this corridor for trade, tourism, and business, and even academics. Several Nigerian students cross this corridor to visit several institutions within the sub-region. So our job translates beyond customs to include general economic development and well-being of Nigeria and the sub-region in line with the ECOWAS protocol. For our core mandate as customs, we are not doing badly. Our revenue target, sir, is 1,960,000,000 naira for the year 2023. And I'm very glad to announce to you that through the indefatigable officers that I have here, very hardworking officers, as at the 16th of August 2023, we've been able to raise and generate 1,584,000,000 naira. Sir, this is over 70% of our annual expected target. Why is this significant? It is significant in the sense that we are just in August.
The cadets were taking around most of the operational units of the border. The commandant speaks more on the movement of the cadets to the border.
Privileged platform given to the Custom Training College Ikeja to expose its cadets to the practical aspect of customs operations. And indeed, for the past 2 hours or thereabout, you have successfully, tactically, intelligently summarized the entire module of the Customs Training College. The cadets have spent an upward of 5 months going through a series of modules. But here we are, being an astute administrator, a trainer, a technocrat. You've been able to summarize our modules in less than 3 hours. Another round of applause. We're grateful, sir, for giving us the opportunity for our cadets to see the other side of the training. And I'm very sure, I also respectfully request that you should prepare for questions. Because what we have seen today, what we've experienced, has also broadened the level of understanding of what basic training is all about. You've given us another aspect of the foundation of their basic course. And I'm very sure they are warming up to bombard you and other senior officers here present with a series of questions. Sir, you've added value to our training. You've always been there. And that is why the management of the college we deemed it fit to deliberately chose semi-area command as a more befitting area for our cadets to see how the border looks like. And with the slides that I've seen, it has given them a mental picture of what they've been seeing or heard in their various classrooms. Mental picture stays better in one's memory, and that is what we stand to achieve. And sir, your presentation has actually accommodated the objective of the excursion. We as a college will not take this for granted. Your presentation has made it so easy for the cadets to see what border management is all about and what we stand to gain as custom officers, by extension, Nigeria as a whole. It is my belief that at the end of the tour, the cadets will be well informed and ready in a month's time to be useful to the service.
The ad hoc committee on abuse of firearms by members of the Nigerian Customs Service have visited Federal Operation Unit in Lagos. The chairman of the committee, Senator Francis Fadaosi, speaks on the committee, while the acting controller of the FOU Zone A also speaks on the activities of his men to members of the committee.
Particularly the new ones, who their blood is still hot, train them how to handle weapons. The whole country is looking at what we have done, the effort we have made. But the problem is that there is a lot of wastage that will have generated enough money, not revenue, to the federal government of Nigeria. What we are showing now, the federal government has seen it through our leadership. We are going to show it to our leadership. These are the result of all the efforts of the boys. Lives were lost on both sides. Many people were maimed, including officers. See the result. The result must not go in vain. There must be a reward system, and there must be a compensation to the families on both sides that lives were lost. With this, we salute the efforts of men and officers of federal operations for putting on the fight against smuggling. And the fight against smuggling and the smugglers paid off in the ports where there is congestion now. Many people diverted to the port, and we are going to recommend another system to the leadership to allow these major border stations, land borders, to continue to operate revenue and enforcement, revenue collection base, where all the scanners will be installed, will be able to work, and there will be no recruitment into all these crimes here and there. You do your work in peace, relative peace, because there's no peace for anybody collecting revenue, because people don't want to pay to go. Whatever you collect, the 7% is there. So you collect higher, the 7% will be higher. You collect low, the 7% will be low. And whatever you do for the 7% must take welfare, take note of the welfare of officers and the communities.
On your important task of fact-finding mission, there is no better way to appreciate your visit other than to assure you of our cooperation to succeed. Without mincing words, we are highly elated for this visit, considering the motive behind it. The relationship between the officers of this unit and border communities cannot be said to be cordial, understandably so, because of one of our core functions of fighting smuggling. The fight against smugglers and smuggling is never a cocktail party on volatile terrains where smuggling is considered a legitimate trade bequeathed to them by their forefathers. Federal Operations Unit Zone A is an enforcement arm of the service, charged with the responsibility of ensuring that smuggling is suppressed, if not eliminated, in the southwest geopolitical zone. The zone is made up of Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, Osun, Ondo, and Ekiti states. In all these states, Lagos, Ogun, and Oyo states remain the hotbed for smuggling. The dangerous areas of operations that quickly come to mind are Irubo, Ere, Ilaro, Idiroko Ajibete, Ilashe, Adodo, Ọjà Ọ̀dàn, Ijofin, Ijohun, Owode areas of Ogun State. Seme, Badagry, and Owode Apa of Lagos State. Then Igbeti, Shaki, Erua, Igangan, Ayegun, Iwerele, Igbora, Oye, Igbojayi, and Isheyin of Oyo State. Knowing fully well that smugglers are economic saboteurs, their partner through Bristol, the same thing. Both of them were dumped inside water with their rifle, clearly tied to their neck, and they were dumped inside the water. The other one was killed at Owode while trying to escort soldiers to the base. They rounded him up at Owode roundabout, and they macheted him to death. This other one, Omubuze, the decision was already taken on their way. The decision was taken without even firing a shot at the smugglers. On their way, they regrouped to block them. When they blocked them, they killed this officer just behind Senator Yagi's house, and they dumped him at the back inside the ditch. At Ilaro, at the back of Senator Yagi's house. I was the one who went there to recover his corpse. He was dumped there.
Just before I round up this week edition of the program, Customs Report, we brought you a report where seizures worth over 1 billion naira was made by one of the commands in the country. For me, Ekeseme Idie, thanks for watching.